So first question for you, do you believe there's a problem between black and whites in America, generally speaking?
Sadly, there would seem to be, and it's getting more and more obvious, and it's very sad. It's very sad when somebody called for a moment of silence for this maniac that shot the 5 police, and you just see what's going on, and it's a very, very sad situation, and hopefully it can be healed. We have a divider as a president. He's the great divider, and I've said it for a long time. And it's probably not been much worse at any time. So it's a very sad situation, actually.
All right. So if you're elected president, do you have a plan to lessen racial tensions? And if so, what is it?
Well, one thing is spirit. I mean, we don't have spirit. The country doesn't have any spirit, Bill. And, we can say, oh, gee, well, that's just a general statement. But it's not a general statement. I mean, the country has no spirit. We need a cheerleader, not a divider. We have a divider. We need a cheerleader.
There are still some black Americans who believe that the system is biased against them, the American system, because they're black, they don't get the same kind of shot, they don't get the same kind of fairness that whites do. What do you say to them?
Well, I've been saying even against me, the system is rigged. When I ran as for president, I mean, I could see what was going on with the system, and the system is rigged.
Yeah, but that's not going to lift anybody's spirits.
Go out and we have to fight.
If you say to black Americans the system's rigged, that's not going to lift their spirits.
No, what I'm saying is they're not necessarily wrong. I mean, there are certain people where, unfortunately, that comes into play, and I'm not saying that. I can relate it really very much to myself.
I have to refocus you, though, on the African-American experience, all right? Do you think you understand the African-American experience? Do you think you understand it?
Well, I'd like to say yes, but you really can't unless you're African-American. You can't truly understand what's going on unless you're African-American.
All right,
I would like to say
if that's
yes,
true, and I agree with you, then how do you persuade African-Americans who believe America is a bad place built upon grievances in the past to put that aside and lift their spirits? How are you going to do that?
Because I do understand what goes on in life, and I do understand that the economics of our country are not the same, that people are making less money today in real wages than they made 18 years ago, that our jobs are leaving the country, that our educational system stinks. It's absolutely horrible, our educational system, and they're not part of that educational system to a large extent. So I fully understand.
You're going to go with an economic-based program to try to get more assets to African Americans. Okay.